Good evening, I'm Brian Huckins, and we're going to talk to you tonight about strategic structure. Strategic structure is so important in an organization because it does three major things. It helps create and sustain a competitive advantage. It provides a vehicle through which managers can coordinate the company's functions, divisions, and business units. It shapes the way people behave and determines how they will act in an organizational setting. If a strategic structure is done right, it will establish standards, targets, create measuring and monitoring systems, compare actual performance versus established targets, and evaluate the results, which may result in further action. An organizational structure is made up of two critical components: differentiation and integration. Differentiation is the way a company divides itself into parts. For instance, a company may divide itself into two major parts: adults and children's services. This also includes allocated people and resources in order to create value. A vertical differentiation is when a company uses little to no chain of command. An organization would choose a hierarchy with a minimal number of levels of authority necessary to achieve its strategy. Tall structures can be more complex than flat structures because tall structures have many more levels of control. Next is a horizontal differentiation. This structure is a lot more complex. There are functional structures where people are arranged based upon their common expertise or because they use the same resources. There are product structures where people are arranged based upon their product lines. There are geographic structures where people are arranged by region. And finally, there are multi-divisional structures where people are arranged according to distinct product lines or business units. No matter what, if a vertical or horizontal integration, companies may need to be cautious of information distortion, coordination problems, too much management, and motivational problems. Information distortion can look like the game telephone. We've all played it, and at the end, it resulted in completely disordered information that was different from what the original messenger intended. There can be coordination problems. There can be too many middle managers too. We have to be cautious of these things. And if there are too many middle managers and too many layers of management and coordination problems and misinformation, this may lead to motivational problem of the company staff. The second critical component of an organizational structure is integration. Integration is the extent to which an organization coordinates its value creation activities and makes them interdependent. Since integration is the way in which a company parts are combined, the complexity depends on differentiation. The harder differentiation, the harder the integration. Forms of integration are direct contact, interdepartmental liaison role, temporary task forces, permanent teams. Direct contact occurs when a company sets up a context where managers can work together and solve problems. It also prevents competition between managers from different levels. Interdepartmental liaison role gives one manager in each division the responsibility to coordinate with the others. Temporary task forces gives one member of each division an assigned task to solve the problem. He then reports back to his or her represented division. Permanent teams is when issues addressed by the task force reoccur. It is sensible for permanent teams for problems to have a great deal of integration between functions. A company needs to operate the simplest structure consistent with implementing its strategy effectively. The process by which managers monitor activities and members to decide whether the company is effective or effective. Organizational controls also keep an organization on track, anticipate events that may occur, and respond swiftly to opportunities. A strategic structure needs to have a formal feedback system that allows strategic managers to evaluate the implementation and success of strategy. All systems should be flexible, provide accurate information, and give information in a timely manner. In conclusion, if a strategic structure is done right, it will establish standards and targets, create measuring and monitoring systems, compare actual performances versus established targets, and evaluate the results, which may result in further action. Thank you.